Okay, gonna keep you guys online for all the fun stuff now. I need to plan a green chip build, and I want to use this kind of a layout so I can have local copper cable inserting into the green chip machine. And that's going to be, well, let's see how big that's going to be. We're going to have that. We're going to have a machine here, and we need it to straddle this edge so we can get coverage from above, and coverage from above. There. So if this guy is copper wire, and this guy is green chips, and we drop those in, and we bring my spiders down. Let's find out what our actual throughput is here. I'm thinking a substation kind of here. And let's take a look at this now. So in terms of stack inserters, this says I'm going to need 2 stack inserters to move my copper cables. I'll put in 3. This says I'm going to need 1 stack inserter to insert, whoops, and that's wrong. Let's do it right. There. So this actually is a ratio of 14 to 15. So we're going to be running our green chips in slightly lower throughput. That's okay. So inputs there. So 1 stack inserter will handle those guys. So the question now is, do I want to bring in belts or bots? I think I want to do bots. So a belt would get would basically 3 of these to a belt. Notes per minute, we're doing a little over 1,000 per minute. So if we go back to the planning, green chips we want 23, so that'd be 24 of these. And doing that in groups of 3 would be what, 8? So we'd have 8 by 3. What would that look like? So something like this, I would be able to have oh, I couldn't put the belts in vertically because there'd be no way to peel stuff off of them reasonably, or would there be? What if I brought in like that and like this? Then I could put in, say, a steel box here and here. Like that. Limit these to 1 stack. And this gets me a little bit of a buffer. And now I need to get the green chips out. And that's obviously going to have to happen like this. Okay. This also means that I can bring in the iron and the copper from opposite sides. So reverse this. I'll bring the copper in from below. Copper from below and iron from the top. 8 copies of this, stretching to the left. The other way I could do it would be to do it horizontally. I think that involves a lot more belt squiggling in here if the belts are going left to right, so that we would have copper here and then we'd have to swap them, so we had iron here and the copper would have to go under and then we'd have to swap them back. And yeah, let's do it like this. So we do this, make a blueprint out of it. This is going to be green, fast GC. So that I will just put what I'm building in here. Boom, boom, and I'm using both productivity modules and speed modules. We are snapping to grid, and we need to trim 5 off the vertical. So this is 27, and 3 off the width, so this is 12. So that should be there. Now in theory this would cause a problem if we did it vertically. This is going to be 0.9 of a belt, top and bottom. That's fine. But I'm going to trim it up just a little bit. Is that maximum? That's almost maximum length. Haha. One short of maximum. Cool. So there it is. Let's try this again. Shift and create. Actually, did I save one? There. That's it. Let's delete that and make a new one. Again, copper and green and productivity and speed, and this is fast GC. Snap to grid, relative, 12 width and 27 height. Check that. Okay. And I'm going to put these in down here. So there's fast GC. So now I need to put 8 of those across. I'm going to see what happens if I bring it in over there. I don't want to lay, I'll lay out all 8 of them and then I'll see where I want to put the final setup. Turn off my builder. Six, 7, 8. So that's the size of it. We have lines coming from the north and lines coming from the south. I could put it sideways. Well, let's put it like this, as planned. And I'm going to put kind of off to the left. Can I set it up so it's got 8 of them? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So set it up there. That makes it easy for things to pass it by to the left. And I can align it with the grid. Let's put it 2 over and 2 up, like that. Well, let's see. If I'm going to be aligning it by the grid, let's center it properly. So that says I'm going to go over by 3 on the right. That's okay. Let's just own it like that. Yeah. Let's leave 2 spaces below and to the left on the grid mark, and we'll just lap in like that. Okay, so now bring these guys in and they will build what they can build. And I will build what I can build. Which is actually quite a lot. So we've almost completely filled that green chip array in, even though I hadn't been thinking about it yet. So other than the modules, can we get everything? I think we got everything built except the modules. That's nice. Yep. So this now needs power and iron and copper. Power is easy. We can bring our power in from any of these places that has power. And again, I'm going to let it be a little ugly. I didn't need that one. So for the belts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring 8 belts down, separate into 2 groups of 4 so these guys can jump through them. And I'm going to want it to the right of this power. Like that. So this goes here, ba-dink, bink. Like that. I will balance these up above. I'm going to need a 16 to 16 balancer, I can tell already. Let's lay this out. move this up. So I have 2 definite groups of 4. It does make it easier for me to work with. Okay. And those get routed up to somewhere up here where we're going to have a 16 to 16 balancer somehow. Oh, 16 to 16 balancer. Surely I have one. Game blueprints. My old blueprints. I've been putting these in my blueprints, haven't I? Okay, well, that's not a problem. I can always copy them over into game blueprints at some point. Somewhere, was it the Rainquest Balancer book that had this? $16 by $16 balancer. Where did I get the fractal balancer that I was using? Yellow fractal balancer 16. Yeah, that was it. So I do this and put that in a blue belt. So basically this is a, oh, come on. This allows me to balance these groups of 4 to start with. Now this is going to be, should we set up something special here for this guy? I can set up something like this. That will allow many of these guys to contribute. Or I can do a 16 by 16 balancer and send one to the right. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do a 4 by 4 here. I have a way I like to do them, which is like this. It's kind of a interesting little pattern. Ah, come on. I'm going to need more belts before I can do this comfortably. So I'm going to pause here and go get more resources so I can start building out a whole ton of belts. Okay, and we're back with plenty of resources. Now, what I just realized was that I perhaps did not set up to have my roboports to the north properly. So we are going to move all of this up by a bunch. By at least that much. Now, we are going to need robots, enough robots to handle all of the green ships coming out. That's going to be Well, 24,000 according to the plan, and just short of 24,000 according to measurement. 23,751, but what's on the plan is 23,265. That's really, really close. So I'm going to have to hope that we get everything just balanced perfectly here. So now the question is, how frequently do I want to put these going across? Do I want one per? Do I want to put 3 of them across like this? I can't put 3 across. 3 won't fit in that space. But 3 would fit up here. Like this. So all I need for that is to have some kind of power above it, and that is doable. So substations, I can just build right off of there. Like that. If we pick this up, I'll be able to run across and just plop those right down. So there's my power. Now I'm not going to start putting in the actual logistic robots yet. But I did notice that if I'm going to go from green to red to blue, this is bringing it all out on one side. I may change my mind on how we are bringing these in. I may rotate this 90 degrees so we can go from green to red to blue heading up. And in fact, if I do that, I would want to put it up here. So let's see if this would fit. Okay, that would fit. And in fact, I could place it back here because this will use copper, which I can bring in, and iron, which I can bring in. No, let's string it out further to the left instead of further to the right. And before I do that, so for the moment, I will just assume that as this comes together, as this whole base comes together, I'll be moving these major blocks around. So I will try not to assume I'm going to get it right to begin with. Now what's interesting is that I hit this right on, even though the plan has us using 12 beacons per green rather than 20 per green copper pair. And I'm wondering if maybe that's going to be too slow. Like I said, this is 14/15 of a machine. Oh, let me get a sense of how much we can move things around. So go to visualize, which gives us a Sankey diagram. I want a sense of how much copper I'm using. And the answer to that is that copper is being used here in green and here in red. Almost all of it for the green. In fact, well, let's see here. Let me correct the number of beacons and such. So within the range of the green chip array, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So green is actually X10. So we had that on that. So this claims that we actually need 38 that we're doing moduled this way. Similarly, this is going to be 10 as well. And it's not clear what the ratio is yet. So 18 belts, 18 full belts of coils. Holy shit. That's 18 to 5. So about almost 4 to 1. So yeah, we can put more columns in here. This is 8. I could go to 12. 12 and 4, or 12 and 3 actually. Would be 4 to 1. Well, we want 12 and 4. Well, this claims green here. 38 machines divided by 3 would be 13. I'm wondering if we are running on the hairy edge where we didn't think we were. So this is a total of 24 belts of copper coil that we're building, of which 18.5 go in here. And for, oh, that's right, that's copper. Yeah, it's iron coming in from the top. We had to divert some. Coming out the bottom, what do we use copper for? All of the copper is going to copper coils. The copper coils are being split like this. So if the split is 18.5 to 5.5, let me do this in Emacs. So I'll just type it up here and we'll do it as a word problem. 18.5 belts of coils to green and 5.5 coils to red. Total of 16 belts of plate. So, times, let's see. So, this is 24.0 belts of coils total. Plate to green is 16 times 18.5 over 24.0. So slash star 18.5 O and plate to red. Instead of 18, this is 5.5. this is 12 1/3. And this, oh come on, 3 2/3. So that's if I divide up all 16 belts of it. It'd be nice if there was a better way to ratio that. So what if we look at this by units per minute? Items, okay, this left is items per minute. So let's do it all in items per minute and figure it out from there. So 60, so we have 49,854. Call that 50K. Okay, items per minute to green. And the other one, call it 14, 15 to red. And this is 65 total. Again, we're rounding like crazy here. So if we do 16 of it, so that's 33 1/3. Haha, wait a minute, 65. So we're going to keep getting those same things, because what I really want to do is figure out the actual number of belts, not the estimates. Frick. Well, this claims that we only need 8.6 total belts of copper, so we can round things like crazy if we want. This is just over half of what we've got. So as long as they're about in the ratio of 50 to 15 or 100 to 30, 10 to 3, so if I set 10 belts to the green chip array and 3 to the red chip array, what would that be? Oh, 10 blue belts of copper plate is 900 per second. Which is, oh come on, 54K per min. And that I am losing track of the thread here. Lordy. Okay. 54K per minute of plate. I believe it's 1 plate to 2 copper. Yeah, let's go to 10. This will all get proven out. go to 12? I can go to 12. I'm going to go to 12, let it be overkill, and once we have these initially built out, we can figure out how to make things better. There to there, keeping that much. So if I do 12 here, that means I'm looking at doing 3 or 4 rows for building the red machine, or I start trimming this, or I start doing other tricks. The other thing is that perhaps I will want to have, I may have bots going out either end of this, I'm not sure. So if we're going to set this up so I can pick it up and plant it, let's at least set those guys up like that. And we'll set up a power like that. And I'm just going to replicate that across. So now that needs to go back down here somehow. And again, we're going to use a balancer down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here is the center. Like that. So these stages are going to be handled differently. But this gives me an idea of how much room I'll need and where my center line is. Okay. Let's assume this will work. We can carve off that much. Like I said, let's get the big blocks built, and then we can worry about where they're going to place inside the base area. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The center is about here, somewhere like that. I originally was going to start building these. I think we can wait on building out the belts until we figured out where the big parts are going. Can I get some power to this guy? Just to fill in the radar area. Yeah, this is fine. Again, just enough power to make it stop blinking. Okay, so now the red stuff. I'm going to do another same settings, but I just want to build red chips. So 5185.714, can I pull him out? Open this item in a separate window. Okay, that's perfect. So let's say we've got plastic bars and we've got green chips and we've got copper plate. So here's the build that I need. According to this, it's 1 copper factory per 10 red factories. That's amazing. So if this guy is running 8 beacons wide, as is this guy, one, 2, 3.5, 14.7. It's a ratio of 8.4 advanced circuits per copper cable. So if we did 8:1, that would be about right. I think I've seen 8:1 builds fully moduled. And 8 beacons would work. We haven't built plastic. Oh, we have. Okay, never mind. I'm being forgetful again. We have built plastic. So copper cable and 8 advanced circuits, and enough of those to get 5.1K red chips. So let's build one of them. I don't know how big this is going to be. Let's leave it open at the end. Can't really do direct insert, but what I can do is put 9 machines out and have the one in the middle send stuff both directions. So from here, I believe I can separate those by another space. Let's pop that on later. Let's see. There. So we start out with one machine that's going to build copper, and he's going to have productivity modules in him, which I don't have any more of. That's fine. And these guys are all red, like that. I don't know if this is going to be enough or not. Okay, so that would get our copper in. We also need plastic and electronic circuits and an output. And I really don't know whether this is going to work. Boom. So let's do this with the calculator. 8 factories. Oops. Red chips. So 8. Huh, and that's actually 1.0. Well, that's cool. 8 to 8. So what does this actually need now? I think this is telling me that we're going to be sending 2/10 of a belt each way here, and 2/10 of each belt here, so this might work. Okay, and I need to get some things built here so that I can see whether this is going to be enough or not. We may be out of modules at this point. I may not be able to get it all in. Now power, power is going to be a trick. Also, these need to be inputs here. Hold on. Like that. So this is not maximum length. Good. And what's good about that is I still need to figure out a way to get copper into this guy. So this is bring in plastic and green chips from the bottom. So as long as green chips and plastic come in from the same direction, we're golden. And we need copper coming in from this guy. Let's bring it all in from the south for now. Okay. these guys, can I power it from here? Just like that. So I have a choice of doing it from up here or down here. I do kind of like putting these in the end, like that. Or perhaps there's a place where I can sneak in some substations. That might even be better. Oh, come on. Deconstruction planner. Here to remove substations, to remove those. And over the left, this is going to be a pain in the butt to get the copper in. And no, I do not want to bring it in on a red. I don't like belt weaving because that makes it very hard. So if I put it here and here, oh, that's simple enough. So I just need to get copper into this guy. So here we go. There we go. Now, do any of these guys have productivity modules? I placed all of my productivity modules. Tisk tisk. So that's what I want in the way of a build. I just don't know how many of them I'm going to need. So I'm going to pause and go do some math and come back with parts and math. Okay, we're back. Did a little bit of math, did a little bit of thinking, got some materials, and it looks like this build should be good for 693 red chips per minute. Let's see how that comes out. Okay, so we need 5,100, 693, 5185. So we need 8 copies of that. Let's compress this back down again. So given that, What's my express transport belt fraction? Kill that. Red chips. 8 columns. As planned. Now, the problem here is I actually did this wrong because this guy needs to be that. Let's try this again. So let's write this up a little better. So red chips, column is 1x, copper coil, 8x, red chips. Needs are 0.326 belts plastic and green chips. 0.244 belts, copper plate, and inner flow has 0.684 belts, copper coil, which hopefully will split evenly north and south. So those are all under half a. Those are under half a belt. This is half a belt each way, less than. So I think this will work. And the output. Let's do this in units per minute. The output is 616. Required is 5185. 5185616 is 9 rows. Make it 10 rows. So we're going to bot in the plastic and the green chips. We're going to belt in the copper plate. So this is going to be 5 belts of copper plate, and it's going to be substantially less than that because these are only quarter belt. So really 2.5 belts. I don't really want to build a 3 to 5 splitter, so I'll just take 5 belts from the machines. And considering that I have 10 green down there, that looks like that'll work. So this is copper. So let's go ahead and mark these so I don't lose track. That's copper. And this is plastic and green. You notice I'm not bringing those in by bot. I don't think our rates are big enough. So what we're going to have to do is have bots pull resources out of this. You know what? I am going to unbuild all of this back down to just the first two. And we'll look at this and see if maybe I can figure out a way to get the green chips out on a belt. Okay, so this is only one tall up here. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to insert some space. And the question is, how many of these would I put on a single belt? So 3 of them, express transport belts. This is 1.26 belts of output, so no. Basically, each green machine here is sending out a lane. Let's just do this. 0.42. So yeah, we cannot fit that on a belt, so we're going to be using bots to move the green chips, no matter what we do. Maybe we'll just move them just barely outside where they will sit on some, just pull them into boxes that will put them onto belts and so on. But here's a case where the flow is too fast for belts. These cases are cases where the flow is just right for a belt. I keep hearing that bots and belts are about the same now in terms of cost. Well, I definitely don't want to use bots to move the copper coils to the green chip array, the green chip machines, because that's just insane. Yeah, unless we wanted to make this taller. Well, that just cost us space, really. So what we would do is pull out this, move it all down by 1. Okay. Let's move some stuff out into our stuff there. And pull this down by 1. So now my Spidertrons and all of their other guys there have basically built up a whole bunch of stuff. Let's pull this out. I will use bots to sort through this. Okay. You should be empty. So now we're going to set them up so that we can use these guys to give these all their stuff. Let's recover those. Okay. Now we need bots. Lots and lots of bots. So now, if I have the bots deconstruct all of that, they should move it all into the Spidertrons that need it. And we turn off my stuff. Okay. So everything's drained from me. And we can tell the bots go do their thing. And I'm going to turn on my logistics so they'll get me stuff too. So we'll end up with the bots with their normal stock, and me with my normal stock, and everything else, including all the stuff they picked up when they were deconstructing the green chip array, is in the boxes. So now we can rethink how I'm doing this. I just realized I don't want to rethink it unless I want to go completely with bot-based. Do I want to go completely bot-based? Because if I did, I would end up with a copper in, and I'd end up with 2 inputs here and an output, and I could go back to my other build. So we can wipe out that. Go back to our original size, so I shouldn't have changed that. Yep, let's go with bots. Red. Blue, 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 blue. There. So, copper coils we are not pulling in, so all we need are the iron plate ones. So that's good. There. Check this. So one cell, in terms of fast and filter inserters, well, in terms of stack inserters, we still have more than one stack inserter worth of copper moving. That's good. We have less than one of the other two inputs. That's good. And the output is less than one. So that's doable. And we just need to replicate that out. And now we can have as many of these as we want without worrying about geometries. And it's going to be 3 by 8 or 4 by 6 or whatever. But if we're going to do it this way, I'm thinking that if we went with one more cell, it might not be providing logistics support in the middle. Okay, so that will serve as a good prototype, and we can leave that there. That assures that even if I lost some of my bookmarks, it'd be okay. So this guy still has problems. So turn off my logistics. I always want to save these off somewhere first. So where did my steel go? Don't know, don't care. There we go. Helps if I turn off his logistics before I do that, huh? Okay, so this is 6.8 thousand electronic circuits, but it's only 14/15 of that. So the combination cell is going to be the copper coils for X prod 3 and green chips for X prod 3 and 5, 10, 12, 14, 14X beacon. Okay. So, 6 cells, 2 columns of 3. Input is iron plate, force 860 per min. So the output is calculated at 6804 per minute, and but 14/15ths. So $6,350. Now I'm not sure whether I discount those as well. And outpost wants 23265 per minute. 23265.0, 6350.0. This is 3.66x the above. So this means that 4 copies of my 2x3 should do it, even with the discount. And that is entirely fed by robots. So we can get rid of these. Let's get rid of this stuff as well. Okay, so we'll use belts for traversals, like from here to wherever we're going. hold on, if I've got enough bots, it doesn't matter. Oh, more bots are going to be slower factory. I will rip this up when we get to the main massive factory. I'll have to worry about how to do that better. Oh, and this guy is overfilled again. Oh, damn it. So, there. Purple. So we do this again. This is the problem with running so close to being logistics off. Now logistics back on once he's empty, and my logistics back on. There we go. There. All set. And everything that's beyond what I want to carry is up here. Big electric poles. That was substations. Yeah, there we go. What else do I want to pick up in excess of what I normally carry? I'll come back and get it. So there's my yellow plan. I'll come back down and pick up things as I need them. And here's my red plan. And let's do this one also using bots. I am going to move the coils over the belt. Yeah. So, coils, we got plastic, and green chips. Plastic, and green chips. And outputs. Oh, can't send those out to the right because I'm going to miss my stuff here. There. Which means red chip. The outputs have to go to the left. Not a problem. Now for copper, in terms of stack inserters, again, we're still okay with just that much copper. So we do that, and this is reasonable. And in items per minute there, let's do this. So red chips. And what we need are 880 plastic per minute. At 660 to 880, that's the effects of the productivity. Otherwise, they would be more. $7.60 per minute. Copper coil, which is half that going each way. 1760, that's 80 per min each way. And output is 616 per minute red chip. Outpost rate is going to be 5185 per minute. .4, so 9x the row. And I would normally build 10s so I could balance things out with belts. Don't need to do that because I'm doing everything with bots. So now we need to worry about how I'm going to get these in. Yeah. Can I fit 2 of these in here? No, I can't. So that does not cover everything. But if I put one more down there, and let's space it out by 2 just because I've done that before. And actually, let's put this here. And I will stagger these just a little bit. I'm hoping that that will be enough. I've had problems in the past with not having enough bot charging on site for these. And that does cover. So we'll call that the plan. So 9 of those, I guess. How big is that? Let's see, if I turn off my logistics and my roboport here, and then I send my robots out that way. Let's figure it out by actually placing blueprints. So this is going to be my red. Fast RC. And let's just put, red, and we're not doing anything else on site, so we'll put a beacon marker out there. and we are doing productivity and speed. So there's fast RC, there's fast GC. I need to rework the fast GC. Oh, and snap to grid. Relative. I'm not going to mess with the vertical, but the width I need to trim by 3. So when I do it like this, apparently I'm off. Yeah, I'll just have to stamp those down separately. So where'd it go? So if I have this guy lined up like this, there's going to be one lined up here as well. And that doesn't give me room to go in there. So let's just do it like this. Select new contents. This much. And my repeat cell is here. And I'll go back to fast RC, which is here. That's 1. I need a total of 9 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is fast RC X9, which is just going to be red, and a 9. Same thing here. So I said I needed that much. That was a mistake. Yeah. No, unbuild, unbuild, unbuild. This is the new Fast GC, which builds copper and green chips, and it uses productivity modules and speed modules. And it's snap to grid, relative. I need to trim 4 off the width. that's out. And I really want this to be relocated somewhere better. Like, oh, I don't know, how about up here? Bad planning. And yeah. Not what I intended. I have the blueprint for this stuff, so it can be deleted. I have the blueprint for that one. Let's go somewhere safe to replicate it out. Okay, so that's got my green and red builds. We can unbuild those now. Oh, because I did construction bots, I didn't do logistic bots. Where are these going? Oh, right. Okay, Spidertrons are empty. So we now have that. Now let's make sure GC and RC, GC8. Let's put these up on 0. GC8 and RC9. Now what did I actually have planned? The original plan was to do copper coils, green chips, and red chips. And I've now split those out. Like that. Oh, plastic is done. Green and red are planned. There. And the size of those, 0. So that's a green. So that fits in that space, or it fits in that space. And that is about the same, but a little bit bigger. So I could put these one after the other. I wonder, are they comparable sizes? So if I had this, if I bring everything together to the right, okay, green, let's start it here, and red, set her on the same line, and I can snuggle that up. Let's move it a ways away in case I need to have more roboports. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a couple extra for me to run through the middle. There. They're roughly the same size. So count this again. Oh, I can just look at this. We just move it here. These being roughly lined up means that we're going to have flows roughly right to left here. That's good. So the green chips are going to forward. The copper and the iron I'm going to have to bring in and spread out here. And plastic I'm going to want to spread out here. And blue is going to go off to the left. That's fine. Which means I'm going to want to build a couple more radars out there. I hope those still have enough stuff to build radars. Okay, so these are not carrying any of what I need there. I need to have some solar panels and some let's get in and go. Because I think I have them. Yep, I've got some. Not a lot, but some. I really don't want to build this quite yet. And this means that I can remove the plans for the balancer. Okay. So I'm going to nominally say that that's where those are going to go. So we've placed it. Build is going to be offline because that's boring. And modules are going to be once this finishes cranking up. So the next one is blue chips. And these quantities are all wrong now. So blue chips. So blue chips, and my plan was that since there are a smaller number of these, I'm going to, well, since there can be a smaller number of these, I'm going to go ahead and beacon the heck out of them. And I think I can I may be able to compress this. Let's get it working first, though. Okay. My robots want to be helpful. And let's see here. So max rate calculator says full cell. So the inputs are 96 red chip, 96 per minute, red chip, 960 per minute, green chip, and 240 per minute sulfuric acid. And the output is 67.2 per minute blue chip. So in terms of stack inserters, okay, so sulfuric acid, of course, is a liquid, so I'm going to have to pipe it through. So all of this fits in one stack inserter. Although I think I may split my green chips across two requesters. No, if I do that, then I won't be able to compress it. Let's see if we can make this so I can compress to not have the gaps. So there's the output. And there's input. And that would allow me to do sulfuric acid like that. That reduces the size of the cell. Green in, red in. Now, I could do this and drop in my power here. That's not bad. So we're going to get 240 green. Where did they go? Here they are. And this is going to be 48 red and 2 stacks of blue output. Okay, so there is our items per minute. So the factory wants 900 total. So that's 14x. So I need 14 of these. If I build 16 of them, that's a 4x4 grid, and that gives me 4 sulfuric acid pipes coming through. This is plastic, and here's my sulfuric acid coming out here. So it'd be nice if I was able to put that here, or move my sulfuric acid somewhere more convenient. I think I'll move my sulfuric acid out and see if I can make these meet up, because this and this are symmetric. So to do this, I need to pick up basically all the way back to there. And I will toss this if I do it this way, well, let's put that out there first. Step 1, pick it up. And trim this back. Do I even need water output here? I think I needed water for this. Yes. So this will be going up. What all comes out of this? This is all junk. Let's undo the power. Let's redo that manually. I am not going to buffer that. So we have don't need that. We've got water coming in here. We've got fuel coming in there. And we've got sulfuric acid going out. And we will figure out a way to bring in yeah, like that. Now I think this is the only thing I'm doing with water. These guys need water? No, these guys don't need water. So all of this extra water coming over the left is no op. So I can join all the water up and do that. Now, as a side effect, it means if any of my water lanes are lagging, they will get backfed from the left. So here, this is not yet requiring robots. But if we're going to have robots around, we might as well use it. It doesn't require very much. So if we do there, and there, and there, let's move this over by one. There. Yeah, that's better. So I could also eliminate this buffering. And I will. Okay, so we've got petroleum, which would come in here, and we need it to come in down there. Now let's grab this much of it, and if we are doing this like this, there. And the coal does not need to go all the way up out the top. That, which means that these guys snap in like that. That provides my interaction there. Which would mean that the complete column is there. Oh, I've lost power here. Coming all the way over here to be absolutely sure that I'm cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop the rest of this in place. going to be providing their output in the logistics stuff. There. And I moved it down one. Okay. So we've taken the buffering out of the oil here. We are not sending the oil north. So we do need to get some oil somewhere. And I'm thinking that may be coming off the far end of the plastic. So let's just do this. So how do I get from here to here? Well, obviously, there. So there's sulfur. So the sulfur is going to be used. Oh, authority. In the blue chips. So this is going to get pumped around a bit. Well, if we're going to pump it around a little bit, let's make sure that we can. Do I have pumps? Let's just build a pump into this stuff. There. And my pump. And underground. Out to here. And we'll just put these in the corners. And we're still covered. So this doesn't have any iron yet because we're not hooked up. Oh, and somebody tried to pick up too many things. Oh, okay. peel this down so it is small enough to get into this trunk. The easiest way to do that is to use robots. Okay. Yeah, it's time to go fill it up again. Time to get everybody reorganized again. There. Set. 1, 2, 3. Turn on my logistics. Turn on his logistics and his logistics. And these are going to have to be... I am going to have these guys carry fewer things in the future. We've planned out green, we've planned out red. We've got our sulfur rebuilt here. We've got our blue starting up here. Come on, fill me up. There. So this is going to be a 4x4 grid of these things. So we're going to turn off that. We're still within an area. So let's set up fast RC as a blueprint. Fast BC blue chips. So this is going to be blue chip and beacon and productivity and speed. Snap to grid, relative, and decrease by 3 on each. There we go. And now I'm going to need fast BC times 16 somewhere. Out here somewhere, I think. So, I'm going to have sulfur coming in from the right. Maybe if I put up here. No, I'm going to want to balance it out, so let's set it off to the left. I need 16 of them. And currently this is kind of balanced upper and lower. So if I can try to string them out north and south here, so 2 by 8, I guess. Here's the midpoint. And two. There. So we'll have roboports up this way, and here we start this. Oh, come on. Thank you, autosave. And we're going to replicate this. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Oops. Don't need that many. So actually I need 16. I needed 14. That's 16. And that looks fairly well balanced. And let's check this. Yep. So I was afraid that was going to be a much bigger build. So there's that. And now if I pull on that one, like that, and then copy this over to the other side, and now power. So these guys have power here. So I think if I just run it up like that, and over along the same line here, again we'll just grab that and we'll run it up. Okay, now this is covered here, that's covered there. Those two do not touch. So I'm going to need to bring this over a little bit just so that we get power connected. Okay. So that will connect to there. Others may or may not connect, but as long as we have something connected, we're good. Now, this leaves us with the question of how we are getting sulfuric acid in. And what I see is that I messed up on my roboports. So if I turn it, I can bring the sulfur in from the top. Like that. So now we get in here, and I need to basically copy that cell down. Well, let's just clear that and recopy. So sulfur needs to come in there. Everything else is being brought in and out by bot. And that gets blue chips. So at this point, I am going to pause and go fetch stuff. And the checkbox up to this point now is we have placed and planned